Hey guys, it's Katie from Mind Over Mirror. Welcome back. I wanted to update you guys on the journaling series that I had made a short about. I started that this past week and I did my journaling, and I wanted to come on here and give you guys some prompts that I am using. So I'm basing the journaling series off of the 7 Hermetic Principles from the Kabbalion by Hermes Trismegistus. And I read the book, and it's really insightful. I really recommend everybody to read it. There are 7 laws, universal laws or principles, and the first 3 are immutable, which means they cannot be changed. But you have things in here like the law of correspondence, which you can find these things in everyday life, and they are easily found in everyday life and easily applied. And it's kind of like, once you understand how these principles work and that they are in motion every day, you kind of realize that, like, you kind of learn how to play the game a little bit better. So it kind of helps you either attract things that you're trying to attract, or it just allows you to live a little bit easier. So, like, for instance, that things are always changing and impermanent. And so I guess on a smaller scale, that can mean your emotions. If you're upset or if things aren't going right, you can always count on the upswing eventually coming through. And it doesn't matter how long it'll happen, because things don't stay static. And that's one of the things that drew me to seeking more about the Kabbalion, because of things like that. They are just inherently true. So I started with the law of mentalism, and that's law number 1. And the law of mentalism basically states that everything that we experience is created in our mind. So this is important because when you look around and look at your life and the people, your relationships, your career, it doesn't matter what it is, but basically what you have around you is based on your past thoughts about yourself, thoughts about what you deserve out of life, thoughts about what you're capable of, thoughts about the people that you should be hanging around with. It doesn't matter, but whether you believe there's some magic to it or mysticism about it or not, it is true, right? If we're gonna think that, we don't have any, like me personally, I can talk about alcohol. Alcohol has been something that, I was never an alcoholic, but alcohol played a big factor in my life, and it held me back more than I realized. So when I was prioritizing drinking, my whole life kind of surrounded around that. And so ergo, it affects my life. So it's as simple as that. So I decided to take some prompts, and I'll be fully transparent. I did use AI. Now, my relationship with AI, I do not use it for everything. I know it's hot right now. Everybody loves it. I am really leery. It's not going anywhere, and I'm not someone who's like, no AI, because we have to learn to coincide with it. And unfortunately, it's the people that have dollar signs in their eyeballs that are screwing things up. We could be using this a little bit more responsibly, but because people want to make money off of it, that's the reason why we have to now be concerned of pollution, instead of taking time to figure out ethical ways across all boards how to use it. But that's a whole nother video that I can make, so I'm not going down there. But I'm going to always be fully transparent when I use AI. So I used AI, kept it short and sweet. This is the journal series I want to do, and based on the sort of 7 Hermetic principles. So it gave me a couple of journal entries. So one was how, and I'm paraphrasing now because, I'm on my way to work, but it was basically, where in your life can you see where your thoughts have created the outcome? So I'll give you an example. So for me, I had my 5th kid at 37, and I told myself if I was going to edit before him, I said, if I was going to have any more kids, 37's it. I'm done. And I wasn't trying for children. It's just kind of like, whatever happens, happens. And so I was like, if it happens, 37's a cutoff point. If I don't get pregnant by then, it's a wrap. And sure enough, when I turned 37 in the summer of my 37th year, I got pregnant. And it was funny because I actually got pregnant on the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned. So that's interesting. Another thing, which I'm try to keep it short and sweet. I had an eye condition that required me to get a brain scan to make sure that I didn't have a brain tumor. Prior to that, I had this fear of thinking that I was going to be diagnosed with a brain tumor. I don't know why I felt like that. I don't know why I constantly worried about it, but I just, I had severe headaches. I ended up having pseudotumor cerebri, so it's a whole nother video as well. But basically, the headaches, I chalked it up to like a cycle or a menstrual thing, and it wasn't, and I had to have a scan to make sure I didn't have a brain tumor, and thank God I didn't. But I was always worried that I was going to have to find that out someday. And sure enough, I had a condition that had me have to go in and have an MRI. And so it's just something that I kept thinking about. So these are some things where I can say, and these are big things. It's not like, so where in your life can you say that you have found that unshakable proof that your thoughts may have caused outcomes in your life? I'd be interested if you guys left some stories in the comments, because I'd love to hear your stories. Another prompt was, how could your thoughts have been holding you back? Basically, your patterns of thinking and your continual thinking of certain patterns, how do you see that they're keeping you from achieving what you want to? And once you figure that out, you can start realizing, I'm kind of holding myself back, or I'm not stepping out, or I have room to have confidence in myself that I can step out of my comfort zone. So these journal prompts hopefully will help you figure out how you can start thinking in your everyday life about and monitor your thoughts, being present while thinking and being mindful of what's going in here. Another thing is you've got to really be careful of what you're also letting in there. So the world's crazy, but it's always been crazy since the beginning of time. And you really have to be careful what you're allowing people to show you. Think about it. Subliminal messages, they are a thing. So obviously your subconscious mind is really something that's at work. So if people can utilize your subconscious mind to convince you to do things that they want to do, why can't you tell yourself affirmations or meditate or journal or start changing your thinking to do the things that you want to do? It took me a while to get to this point. I've been studying this stuff for a lot of my life, not just the Kabbalion, but mentalism and like just changing my thinking and analyzing law of attraction and stuff like that. So you have to really understand that we have more to play in our own lives than we think we do. And I don't think it's just a matter of sitting back and letting things happen to us. hopefully that helped you. If it did, hit and the like button, subscribe, and share with somebody you love. Stay tuned for next week. I will have another video up for the second law, the law of correspondence, as above, so below. If you're interested in that, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you are updated on when that video is coming out. And you can hop over to Instagram and follow me at Mind Over Mirror, MYND, and you can also go to my Substack and TikTok, MIND Over Mirror, and follow me there. I'll have all sorts of random content that I will give. I love finding interesting things and things that are thought-provoking that can help us all live a better life. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Be well.